It is week 2 of making myself have a personal one-on-one meeting with the Agile method to hold myself accountable to accomplishing the goals that I want to achieve in life. Big surprise. I'm having a really hard time not over-explaining this meeting every time I make this video, which will be weekly. So I've come up with a plan. Weird, I know. Each week I'm going to highlight something within this meeting for a little bit more of an in-depth look at what it is, or why I do it, or how I do it. I can't explain everything in one video. That would make the rest of them boring anyways. I'm trying to remind myself that frequently. It's kind of working. So this week's focus is to honestly just have the meeting because I am a little bit behind. So I need to just have the meeting and get this week going. I did come up with a schedule for the next few weeks on the different things that I'm going to kind of deep dive into each time. If there's anything that you don't see on that schedule that you would like to know more about, let me know in the comments. I know this is just the beginning of this video, but it can be after this video, or if you haven't, check out the first week where I kind of did do a deeper dive into each element of what the meeting is. Let's get started. Step 1, set the scene. Insert B-roll montage. This week, I decided to try to find a distraction-free zone by coming out here and having my cats in a room. That way I could have some candles, really set the mood. And then Gracie interrupted me. Forgot about that one. That's okay. I don't know. She went outside. So we'll just keep an eye out for her. Like always, get a drink. And I liked the quote on this mug. Bonus for a motivational mug or fun mug, or just how about a mug that makes you smile? And the last thing I grabbed was a little plant. It's not on my list of what you can do, but I thought it was fun. It makes me smile. Since I'm not doing this at my desk, I don't have all my papers to pick up, but I am going to make time to do that because I think it's just a good thing to do every week. Well, it's just something I need to do every week. It's one of those OCD things. That's actually one of the topics you saw on the schedule for an upcoming week is going to be walking you through my full weekly reset that I do. Since the distraction-free zone I chose was already pretty cleaned up, all I needed to do was gather my supplies this week, which was, of course, the agenda, the planners I'll be using, and pens. Which means we're on to the first step in planning and the second line of the agenda. Let's make that more confusing. Reviewing last week. I'm going to be using the same tactic I used last week, which will start with reviewing my wins. One of my major wins was posting the first video in this series. I also beat my social anxiety by going to a local winery's 100-year celebration. Moving on to the tasks I would like to continue doing from this week to next week is taking my morning supplements. I really do feel a difference when I take these versus when I don't. I've also been finishing my day off with a sunset walk every night, and I'm really enjoying the boost in mood it gives me. 2 things I'd like to start doing this week are having mint tea after lunch and taking some time to do an evening digital cleaning. And the final thing I want to review are some things that I want to stop doing, like skipping breakfast and ghosting on my social medias. Last week, I lied to you. Moving on, I will definitely be spending most likely at least twice as much time next week looking at not just these numbers, but a few other things. But I didn't know that I was lying to you. I did have full intentions not to, but then that didn't work because I'm not going to do it right now. I've decided since I'm just restarting, it's time to focus on the content and getting it out there. For now, I'm going to stick with just updating my numbers. I am just starting to get consistent again. The first thing I really need to do before anything is gain all of the algorithm's trust again by just posting consistently. So that's the goal, is to gain the algorithm's trust, experiment with the different things that I just have on my mind, and focus on that for the next month. In February, at some point in time, I will absolutely be changing up what I am reviewing and doing with analytics, and we will be diving deeper into them because at that point we'll have a library of stuff to actually look at, and hopefully we'll be somewhat on the way to having the algorithm helping us out because we'll be friends again. The next line item for this meeting, and yeah, I'm just having fun with corporate slang because why not? The next line item in this meeting is reviewing big goals and priorities, and I'll also be pretty honest with you in saying, because again, this is supposed to be kind of like a manager to yourself. So this is me as an employee to my manager self. saying I'm struggling with this specific section due to the fact that my big goals seem to be somewhat up in the air, and also as they have a lot of moving pieces. I've decided to take some time, truly look at my big goals and break them down again with a timeline and see what is going on, because I'm not making a lot of forward motion with them. It's weird. I also have some pretty big plans that are throwing a lot of my planning off. I'm going to do more of an in-depth monthly review of my big goals and pictures with my whiteboard calendar to see what it is I need to prioritize, what it is I want to prioritize, and what is actually possible. Let's say you have your head about you for your goals and priorities a little bit better than I do. Take some time to review what you got done this week that's helping you get closer to those big goals and priorities.
This week, my goal was to insert goal. I achieved insert what was accomplished and faced insert challenges or obstacles that you might have faced. To improve, I will insert plan for adjustment based on what we've learned.
For this meeting, I'm going to go ahead and skip the reviewing big goals and priorities and move on to reviewing my brain dump and backlog, since I was actually able to get quite a few of those tasks crossed off, which felt good. There's a win for this week that I didn't have on there, and I should add. If you have a brain dump or backlog already to review, take the next few minutes to review what you got done, what you didn't get done, if there's anything that can be delegated, moved around, however it is you like to organize this list. If you don't have a brain dump or backlog or a recent to-do list that you need to update, then take some time to list everything that's on your mind onto a piece of paper, in your notes app, wherever it's going to be the best place for you. And that is what a brain dump is, so you're getting yourself started in this process. The goal at the end of this little section is to know the tasks that you want to accomplish this week, on top of anything that you're going to do for your goals and priorities and such. Now that I've updated my brain dump by crossing out the things I've accomplished and, well, everything else I still need to do. I can't really delegate it and I can't really put it off. So I just need to find time to figure it out. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prioritize this week. I'm going to go through and label how long it's going to take me to do each of these, and then I'll be able to go back and refer to this list throughout the week to get these things done. It'll be perfect. Let's go. Now that we've got that organized, and that feels really good. There are a few things I could just get this crossed off if it takes, one of them is labeled 5 minutes. Just do it. I feel good about being able to come back and refer to this list, decide on something that I can do based on how much time I have.
Final step.
We're going to plan out this upcoming week. Just like last week, we're going to start with the required list, put down anything that is scheduled or absolutely happening, that has a due date, anything like that, trash night, whatever it is. Take a moment to jot down those top 3 priorities for the week. What is going to make the biggest impact with moving forward towards your goals and priorities and or adulting life? Since I'm still going to review my big goals and priorities right after this, I'll fill those out in just a moment. However, the first one I know I'm going to go ahead and put on here is making a goal to cross off. I like to put numbers. So we're going to say cross off 3 items from that brain dump. No, because one of them is, like we said, one of them is a 5-minute email. So I'm going to say one of my weekly goals is to cross off 5 items from my brain dump to help clear out all of that space in my brain. I think that's part of what my issue is. So take a moment, jot down those 3 big goals for you to accomplish this next week. This can also look like habits that you might want to fill out depending on how you like to plan. There's another video. Once you have your 3 big goals, time to do the most agile thing in this whole meeting, which is the sprint planning. We'll be diving deep into what that looks like because it's project planning, and I love project planning. I'm going to go ahead and break down the one goal that I do have, which is getting those 5 items done. I'm going to create little sprint plans to get those done. Once you've got all of your tasks from your sprint planning, as well as the brain dump items that you might be adding to your week, time to break out the actual schedule and see where those tasks will end up. Take a look at your schedule and see if there are any big blocks of time that you have available, free days, or if there's not that much time for you to get this stuff done. I find that just being aware of how your week is supposed to lay out can help you make pretty informed decisions in the moment if things change, especially if things change. And that is the whole meeting that we are supposed to have with ourselves so we can stay accountable, right? That was a weird sentence. Plus, the coffee is almost gone, so that's when you know it has definitely been enough time planning. As always, I just want to encourage you to take a moment, if you have it, and visualize what success looks like that you just wrote down. Write a short affirmation or mantra, choose a word for the week, find a quote, or you can use the one that I'm about to share with you, which is how I'm going to close out the meeting every week because I think it's fun. They're funny quotes. I like them.
This week's card is stop sleeping so damn much. And whether it's sleep or something else, the point is wake up and get to some of that cool.
I forgot to introduce myself yet again. My goodness. Introduction with a little sprinkle of a side note, which is I know there's a lot of people who are creating content who suggest not to do these little introductions, but YouTube, I believe it was last year, had announced that their AI is listening and looking on your video, like transcript wise, for you to say, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I think now the subscribe button like lights up if you say that. So I'm testing that out. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Did the button light up? I'd love to know. My name is Claire Miller, and you can expect these videos weekly that are me basically having a meeting with myself and sharing what that is. That's goal is to help keep me accountable and actually move me forward on my goals in life, because you can't just wish it. You gotta work for it. Wait, that could be a slogan. Still trying to figure that out for the channel. Anywho, oh, we're not saying that. Still trying to figure out a tagline for the channel. That's not bad. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you in a week. I have notes for filming that I'm hiding under my agenda. Anywho, do you know how many times I said anywho last week? Anyways, we can't replace anywho with anyways. That one will include B-roll, but we're not planning it right now. We're not planning it right now. Boom, 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 boom. But you can always go back and watch a video. I should not be encouraging you to watch video. Okay, sweet sauce. Who is overthinking this already? Okay, yeah.